They haven't set up their positions well, allowing cats. Oh my god! Alright. Hello everyone, sorry, the stream started a bit late because I was having some terrible issues with my stomach. It's been fixed now, so hopefully you can hear something. Not sure if you can hear any in-game audio. Doesn't seem like it. I think the room is up. Did you hear anything from my computer? Hopefully you did. And tonight we're following Loka. Not going to spend too much time because we don't have a lot of time. So this is the format for the Go Series tournament, and this is the timeline, and this is Loka's roster. Reading user is also known as Juicy. The schedule for tonight is going to be a bit flexible. There is only a fixed time for a fixed start time for upper bracket, first round, and also final. So other brackets, they will start immediately after the previous bracket ended. Here is my top 8 guess, and let's actually take a look at the groups tonight. Okay, this is group 1, Turks versus TTT, and then ASP versus Pink. And other than that, you will be seeing group 2, Jones versus Immortals, and DWF versus Zenith. And finally group 3. Just wait for a second. Group 3. Group 3, it will be, we missed that. Let's do it once again. One. Connecting. Here we are. Group 3. Okay, group 3 we have RNG versus Loka, and Endgame versus APA in the first round. So let's actually go back quickly and let's get into the room. It's going to be Oasis Palms RNG versus Loka. RNG, we don't see this kind often in high level, so I think this is the first time they qualified to such an advanced stage, so all the best to them, and hopefully they can show us some really good games. Loka is going to commit with triple M60 and also triple Kramwagen with a mount only, and hello everyone, and RNG triple E5, a Kramwagen, an IS4, and Vickers Light. Hello Kopaka as well. Let me just play something in the behind. Let's see if it's receiving anything. No, something's wrong with the desktop audio tonight. I'm going to fix it. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, let's see if it's going to work now. Need to play something. Yeah, it should be fine now, but I probably will do something after tonight. After the stream, and see if I can fix anything at the same time. We are here. RNG is going to commit their forces over to A, and we also have Loka also going to A. But RNG is going to get C very quickly, and let me see if I have the right. Oh, I have the right order, so that's pretty good. A lot of brawls, the brawls are happening around the A area, but RNG is defending nicely. They're not allowing Loka to push into A, and they're chipping away hit points of Loka relatively nicely, though. That being said, RNG, they don't have the hit point pool advantage. They have to trade a lot better than Loka, because basically Loka has no mediums or light. So in a map like Oasis Palms, this can be interesting. RNG, Unitastic already looking to go into the back side of RNG, and RNG is really consolidated in a tight group, and this can be a problem though, because that means Loka can pincer them nicely, and Unitastic is going to distract RNG, and Loka is going to close in. Unitastic taking a lot of hits here, but Mr. Gur is also getting the focus from Loka, so Loka at the moment is trying to take out the tanks, but it seems they are looking different tanks at different time. In terms of focus fire, it doesn't seem like Loka is doing the best at the moment, but we also saw Sabotastic now dead. Unitastic's also killed, and Mr. Gur is also now killed. Fantastic is going to be killed by Icaro. For some reason, RNG is coming out on top with better focus fire, and Lorenzo gets heavily smacked by Barontastic, but Get Senpai ED is also killed by Loka's forces for some reason. Loka is not able to push RNG. They tried to do something similar to what they did against ASP. It didn't quite work out. RNG might be getting home their first match. Actually, to some surprise, Loka simply unable to shut down the defensive setup of RNG, with RNG now looking to kill off Barontastic, but Lorenzo ED is killed, and that leaves Barontastic a one-shot and Fantastic a two-shot. Amazing defensive performance by RNG here, and Loka has to do a lot better in the next one. They aren't starting really nicely. You won't get anything from watching this stream. So here we are. RNG, 5 tanks doing more than 2,000 damage, but Loka only 3 tanks doing more than 2,000 damage. Apparently, something's not right with Loka. I think the focus fire wasn't really good. RNG did a better job there, and they have to be careful though, because usually Loka is really good with focus fire. Maybe they just kind of haven't really warmed up yet, so next match it could be a lot different, and RNG is getting their first game. It could be an upset here. I would love to see an upset, to be honest with you. And RNG, I think it's like the underdogs of underdogs. Originally, I haven't put them in the power rating, but their performance yesterday and potentially tonight can be very can be colossal. And meanwhile, Loka insisting with 7 clipping tanks. I think they might want a medium alright, but they're going to be taking quadruple Kronwagens and triple M60Os. RNG is going to go with a biggest light, an IS-4, a mouse, double T185, an M60O, and Kronwagen. And this group is a group of death. We have RNG, Endgame APA, and Loka in this group. And it's not going to be... And if RNG won against Loka, this reminds me of Hungary in Euro 2020. And so far RNG is winning. They won the first match and they are on a match point. I hope everything's going to go fine, and we're going to be seeing RNG, red team, north spawn with Loka, blue team south spawn. Yeah, Lorenzo is a Devicus Light going to spot up tanks, spot up Sabu, and he's going to run away. He's not going to commit too much. At the same time, Loka is just sticking close to the red line. Not sure what their idea is. Lorenzo is trying to get C, and he's spotted. He's going to run away. Oh, great idea here. Once he got spotted, he ran away. He didn't commit to C. At the same time, Ilkaro also took a hit, but Sabotastic also took a hit from RNG. And now Ikaro taking another hit. They're looking for Yasuo-tastic. If they have to make a push, they have to make it quickly. Now Loka is regrouping, and they are going to form a good defensive setup. And that will make it difficult for RNG to push Loka out of this. And Ikaro took a lot of hits now. He's getting killed by Fantastic already. Hit points with Loka by more than 3,000. And Kindred is now getting tracked. And Loka so far is doing a brilliant job. This time it's a lot better stuff by Loka. With Kindred now going to be the next tank down for Loka. It's going to be the case for Fantastic kills off Kindred. Next, Loka is looking for Iron Loves RNG, and on the other side, Senpai is getting the focus from Sabu and Unitastic. And for Stastic, Unitastic and Fantastic going for just one tank, will be fine. And Iron is going to go down, but it's going to be Get Senpai getting down first. And we're going to be seeing Sabu quite low, and Iron is getting tracked. And he's down to one shot, killed by Utastic, but Fantastic's also killed by RNG. RNG's throwing everything they could, but simply they're down by a lot of hit points. I don't think they can get the next game here, and I think they dropped quite a lot of hit points at the start with Mr. Gurr going to go down very, very soon, and Lorenzo is going to go to the is going to support Mr. Gurr. I don't think he will be able to save Mr. Gurr, and Mr. Lorenzo is it's killed by Loka's forces. And this match goes to Loka. Much better game by Loka. They regrouped when RNG wanted to push Loka out, and Ikaro did 0 damage. I did not expect that. I think he could have done a lot more. So maybe RNG should not have put Ikaro at the forefront first. Maybe if he's quite low in health, stay at the back for a few moments. And Loka regrouping really well. And I believe the Vegas Light kind of ran away. I don't know if he should run away. That's for sure. Maybe he should go back to C, I don't know. And we are now on to Normandy. It's going to a tiebreaker for Loka and RNG. So 1 minute left to go. Loka is going to use double E5, triple M6O, and double Crown Bargain. Unitastic might be changing into another tank. RNG is going for quadruple Crown Bargains, double T125, and get Lorenzo and Vickers Light. Yes, Unitastic is going to go with the M6O, and we are on Normandy. So we'll see how both teams are going to approach this, but this map is very undulated, somewhat open as well, so you are seeing 13 tanks being held down tanks. Only one of them, only one tank here you're seeing is a medium or light. No heavily armored heavies at all. No IS4, no mouse, no E100. It's a paradise for me, so I want both teams to win. You can't do that, right? So we are going to be seeing Normandy. Will Loka make a comeback? They lost the first match. The second match is a lot more convincing stuff by Loka and RNG. They want to make an upset, and can they do it? Hello, I just love long hair anyway. I don't like short hair. Never never do I like shot here. So this is why. And we're seeing Loka blue team south spawn, RNG red team north spawn. Okay, let's actually follow Lorenzo here at the moment. He is tasked to reset A, so don't think RNG is looking to get spotted, but Loka is diving into the crater with Onyatastic and Barontastic looking to how down in this area, but Kindred unable to get D, so he is going to try to run away, but he's dropping reactive armor, and he's getting pincered, permatracked by Loka. Holy macro, he is under a lot of trouble, but at the same time, RNG is not doing terribly in chipping away the hit points of Loka, so the hit points are actually in favor of RNG. And they are now going to make a move to shut down the double T110E5, so they drop the reactive armor as well. So that is going to buy some time for Loka to support Onyatastic. But look at the M6EOs and Kramvarg, Onyatastic's getting killed. Now hit points are now with Loka, with getting Senpai killed as well. We are also seeing Kindred going to be taken out by Loka's forces next. And it's all about focus fire right now. Barontastic is still alive, and RNG double Kramvarg on the drum reload. And Baron's on fire, and it's been taken out by fire. Iron kills him off. Kindred is now killed by Foxtastic. It's now 5 versus 5. It's still really relatively close to call. RNG needs to put Airy Shell in, and it's all about focus fire right now. It's going to be extremely close. Getting Lorenzo can be the important tank here. He's the only light tank on the battlefield. Great shot into Foxtastic. Almost rammed into Foxtastic by a lot of damage, and getting Lorenzo kills off Foxtastic. But it's now going to be 3 versus 4. Loka is coming out on top of this, and RNG's valiant effort here. They will lose to Loka with a lot of dignity intact. And Unitastic is now down to 2 shots. Great shot by Mr. Gur into Unitastic. Getting Lorenzo is going to be a one-shot with Iron Love's RNG. Now also a one-shot. And he's killed by Yasiotastic. Getting Lorenzo puts a shell into Utastic, and Mr. Gur is chasing Unitastic, but it's now 2 versus 4. I don't think RNG is able to do something special. And Mr. Gur is killed by Unitastic. No. RNG is a much different team than RGN on the Handy server, and RGN is a lot better, to be honest with you. I mean, RNG, getting Lorenzo is now running around trying to escape, but Loka has 2 caps already, have a lot more cap points, so I don't think he's going to survive for long. And get Lorenzo crashes onto a rock, and that was a miss and a bounce, but Utastic is going to get Lorenzo. And that means Loka will go into the upper bracket finals, and we will find out soon which clan they are going to face. And RNG, 5 tanks to 1 2K, not a bad game, I would say. They made, they tried to chip away hit points of Loka when Kindred got absolutely mullered by Loka, and I think rushing onto Onyatastic and Barontastic, it's an okay-ish idea, but these 2 tanks dropped the reactive armor, so it could be the focus fire if they could get it better, or maybe not send too many tanks to the crater and gave up the terrain advantage. Then it could have been even closer, but they have done the brilliant job. Loka, simply the better team in terms of experience, focus fire, and also the skill level. This time they've done better with the focus fire as well. 4 tanks do more than 2k. And Onyatastic did 0 damage, which is not nice to see. Hello, Addy, how are you doing? Okay, let's look at the results of other games in the GOAT series. Turks have won a game against TTT 2-0. It is ASP won against Pink. And it's a 2-0 win for Pink. Meanwhile, we have Jones still playing. Jones still playing against Immortals first team, while DWF against Zenith. They're still playing. Next we have RNG losing to Loka's 1-2 Endgame against APA. It's going to be they're still playing, so we will have to find out soon which team Loka is going to face next. And because you all voted for my analysis on that first game of Endgame versus Loka, we're going to do that very soon. So let me just update. Hello, Buffalo North as well. Just going to update the tables, and we'll hop straight in. That means Turks and also ASP will be getting the third place at least, and also Loka. So we're going to update that and the leaderboard too. Good evening, that's how you're doing. Not this stream. Sorry, got the wrong stream. It should be this stream. Here we go. Endgame vs Loka first game. Let's hop right in. We only have 9 minutes to analyze, so I'm not sure if I have enough time, but I will try. Winch, I don't think he's saying hello to. Okay, let's get into. I'm going to actually increase the volume by a little bit. Yeah, I'm feeling better now. The diarrhea didn't help me in any way, so let's go in. And here we are. This is the screen. Endgame vs Loka's first game. And let's go. To me. Loka Blue Team not spawn. So it's actually a repeat of the Blitz Premier Cup Grand Final, where Endgame won 5-3 in the end. Loka won the first 2 matches, and Endgame did a reverse sweep. For Static taking a hit in that Vickers Light, so it's not the best start for Loka. Orca also took a little bit of hit in that Vickers Light as well. I don't think both teams have spotted a lot of tanks here. Vickers Light are just spotting themselves. A is going to be captured by Loka, so actually Loka will get a cap lead. Orca is taking more hits though, so that's not a good start for Endgame by any means. But at the same time, Fox Darkstick also dropped some hit points, so we kind of missed that. C is now finally captured by Endgame, but if you can see the cap point deficit, Endgame is just down by around 10 cap points, so absolutely, Endgame needs to make a rotation. Loka, they just need to defend. In this moment, what Loka is doing, Loka is going to hold around here, behind A, and they're going to have a look at the base as well. So if you can see the minimap on the on the bottom left of the screen, this is kind of the defensive lineup. So in order to breach that, so Endgame either has to try to do it from here or from here, or both ways. They can try to go straight into the middle, get B sneakily. Maybe that would be their game plan if they can. But also, because the cap points are increasing slowly, both of them only have one cap. They can approach this slowly, and they can wait. They can get into good positions and get someone to spot the tanks up. They have a Vickers Light to do that. So when the Locust tanks are spotted up, Endgame can position their tanks to, put shots into Loka, and they can chip away the hit points bit by bit. So let's continue to watch what they're going to do. Absolutely, a kill would swing it back to the favor of Endgame, and Loka needs to make sure they have to defend well. And a bonus if they can chip away hit points of Endgame and make it hard for them to rotate. But first and foremost, conserve the hit points. And they are now defending behind A. They are defending in their spawn as well, so they will not get pincered easily. And this will be hard. Yeah, so why they would not get pincered easily? You have Forstastic in this area here. Look at trying to get some spots here, and when Forstastic's able to get some spots over this area, Baron and also Fantastic. No, Fantastic's not playing. Unitastic. Yes, Unitastic will be able to put shots. So that means Endgame can't really rotate from here. They don't know that though, so they would need that Vickers Light to get some information. So that leaves two options only. Either to push through the middle or from through their spawn. And you can see, I think it might be a better idea for Endgame to push through their spawn at this moment in time. They can also stand maybe a Vickers Light to kind of go to this area where they can't really push, so that when Loka rotates over to A side, the Vickers Light can flank from behind. So the Vickers Light is kind of different. When you are planning a rotation, medium sword lights shouldn't be the tanks that should lead. Instead, it should be the heavy tanks. I think Juicy said before you want to push with your IS4s first. So I don't think he said the T125s are a good idea. So 4B might lead the charge, and Crown Vargans as well, and then the Vickers Light can just come from the R side and flank flank from there. Yeah, I don't know what happened to my mic yesterday, but it's now doing better now. I don't know about the computer audio tonight though, because it seems it wasn't playing anything until I changed into a different setting. But I have to double check with my OG OBS to see if I got the correct setting. So let's continue to watch. Hard for Endgame to rotate. I would say go from their spawn, and especially they're taking a gorilla. So this is going to. Okay, let's actually take a look at the Hollow Purple's position. I have a gorilla, so I can show you exactly what you can see from this area. Let me get into a gorilla first. We don't have a lot of time left. I'll try to hurry up. And brilliant. I'm in the right side. I'm on the right side, so I'm gonna show you. So exactly, Nicolade or Hollow Purple went to this area here near the corner of the map. So as I go up, hello Attila, how are you doing? You can see Hollow Purple can get a lot of angles to work with. For example, these kind of areas, and even there, if I rotate a little bit more, I mean, even these kind of gaps that you can really work your gorilla really well. And also the sea area, you can have a lot of overview. So the gorilla can be a popular choice for some clans. And let's continue to watch what they're going to do. And I'm going to actually quit the training room. To be even harder to do when they don't have the cap lead. That gorilla has to make a rotation, and gorilla is notorious for being a terrible tank for rotation because of the lack of armor. And I mean, the accuracy is also not the best on the move. It has to stay still to aim well, but at the same time, Endgame is just waiting. They might be. I think they're also in position to try to spot some tanks of Loka out, and maybe. Okay, so a vertical straight line, I think, will be from this angle. So if kind of Endgame line up the cells closely to kind of go from this angle, then Onya will be the obvious first choice, and then Juicy, and then Utastic. So absolutely, I think the weakness would be A. And you can send Bobby kind of to be sneakily. Winchelley, I think, should go back, and meanwhile, I think Orca should be ready. Maybe he should stay in the desert somewhat to kind of get some spots up and get valuable information for Endgame to rotate and put shots in. I think let's continue. Maybe they can push shots in to Loka. At the moment, just no giveaway trap. Really dull. And Endgame, they. I think the room is up though, so I will go into a room. I'm going to prepare myself in the room first, and it's going to be Endgame. So I'm going to continue later. I'm going to stop here for now, and I will continue to review after this match. They won APA 2-1, so great job to Endgame. And okay. Ursi asking, is Red aggressive at position? No, not at all. I don't think they are very aggressive at that moment. They have to be even more aggressive towards later on in the game. But we only have 2 minutes left to go, so we don't have any more time to analyze. So I'm going to continue that later. Blue saying nice art. I don't draw really well, but anyway. Endgame on the left side, and okay, so that means I have to change. It's going to be in the right place now, hopefully. Roughly, it was a map that is relatively small because the corners are places that you cannot reach, and there are lots of undulation as well. So basically, it's a kind of small map. So if you can get aggressive near the central area, you might be able to spot the rotating tanks. So actually, it's not it's not something that you it's not. I mean, the position you don't want to be in is that you are in the cap disadvantage this situation. That being said, you can coordinate rotation really well from multiple sides and multiple angles. But the most important area will be the B cap. You will see clans, if they don't have cap lead, will try and sneak in to get B, or try go there first if the enemies aren't looking at B closely enough. And both teams will not want either of them to get B. No, Orca is in the Vegas line. He has to get spots. You have to go there to spot tanks. You have to know where the tanks are going for the other team. Otherwise, you're just gambling, guessing where they are, and seldom will it work fine for you. Endgame is going for an IS-4, double crown, double M60, a T-125, and a Vegas line. Meanwhile, Loka, quadruple crown, and triple M60. Let's hit apart now. Okay, Endgame versus Loka. Loka blue team south spawn, or Endgame red team north spawn. Let's actually take a look at Orca, the only light tank between two teams. And Orca is going to get a lot of spots up. For Stastic, trying to roast BPS. Well, B is going to be captured by Barons. Actually, Loka trying to get a cap lead at the start. And Baron is now spotted. Winchell is coming in to reset B. Oh, he got tracked. Great job by Loka. That track proves to be really important. Winchell is unable to go in to shut down Baron, and that allowed Loka to get 2 caps. That means Endgame has to act really quickly in the rotation. Bobo takes a little bit of hit as well. This looks really bad for Endgame at the moment. They do not have the hit point pool advantage. They do not have the cap advantage. So they have to act quickly because the cap points will increase by 10 points per second. So they don't have a lot of time to figure out where Loka's tanks are. They don't even have the time to kind of stay in a defensive position and to chip away hit points of Loka. They can't really do that. They absolutely have to make a rotation sooner or later. But they have found weakness in Baron's position. And he might go down very quickly. He's now down to a one-shot, and Endgame is doing really well. But at the same time, Winchell is also down to a one-shot, and Baron is killed. That means it's going to be 7 versus 6, but hit points are still with Loka by now with Loka by a tiny little bit, and it's going to be neck and neck. The Loka needs to kill off Winch, and they still have B though. It's going to be very important. Aki Chiyu is losing a lot of hit points there. Endgame is caught being hesitant, and it's not good news for Endgame by any means. Loka is controlling Endgame massively, and we are also seeing Loka dropping some more hit points. Now Endgame has the hit point pool advantage, and Loka can still hold. They still have the hit point pool advantage. Winch is now killed, so the cap points are with Loka right now. They are up by more than 800 cap points. If Endgame is unable to kill off tanks or able to get B, Loka will win this one by caps. But Endgame is going straight through to shut down Unitastic. I think that's good breakthrough right here. At the same time, Loka is diverting their forces to shut down Carolade. Sabu kills off Carolade, and Unitastic puts a great shot into Bauble. At the same time, Orca is trying to go into Fantastic here. You're seeing Endgame getting a little bit desperate, and Loka, with that B cap, will be finishing with 1,000 cap points, and the first game goes to Loka here. Wow. What a game it is, and I didn't expect that at all. Oh my goodness me. Endgame. Winchell unable to reset B, and that allowed Loka to sit back and defend really nicely, despite Barontastic being out of position. And at Endgame, very hesitant. They don't know what to do in this situation. Pretty much allowing Loka to get 2 caps, 10 cap points per second. They are very hesitant in that rotation, and the nervousness really gets in the way of Endgame and Loka. 1-0 so far. Okay, at the same time, let's see, we have results on other games. For other games, TTT beat Pink 2-0, I suppose. Yes, it's going to be 2-0. Group 2, we have Jones still playing against DWF. DWF lost to Standard. They are still playing. And we have RNG playing against APA. We have APA 2-0 against RNG, and that means we'll see who's going to face APA next. Immortals won against Jones 2-1, and I believe Jones are on the tiebreaker with DWF. Why are you assuming my nationality? AMG. Hello Toga, how you doing? Baron is no more. I think Vostastic is really angry about Baron getting killed and doing 0 damage on me. Is this substitution going to be a good substitution? Well, and you're going with all caps. I might ask my mods to mute you if you have some other connotations. But for Stastic, it's going to crawl his way into A. B is going to be captured by Winchlet here, and no one's able to reset B. However, and if Endgame is going to get A as well, Loka will be doing the job that Endgame is trying to do last game, but they aren't able to get into A because Vostastic's there to stop Endgame from further advancing. So it's going to be interesting to watch Endgame. They have their cap lead, but only 1 cap. C is not getting captured by anyone at all, but Loka is not getting any information or trying to do anything over to C. I mean, you have the double crown Vargas actually sitting deep, waiting, predicting Endgame to make a push from C. So, for Stastic, has taken some hits though, but Endgame also dropped some hit points. So, because Orca is playing in a Vickers Light, they have to trade a lot better than Loka. And Loka, they have to make sure they don't drop too many hit points, otherwise they will have a hard time in the rotation, but they have the advantage in the rotation because they have more hit points. Only Tastic has taken another hit here as well. Oh dear. Endgame is having more advantage this time. Loka, fantastic, great shot into Hollow Purple. Second shot into Hollow Purple, and third shot is it going to be onto Hollow Purple? It is going to be the case, and Fantastic held down nicely in the bush here, and Hollow Purple is unable to push shots into Fantastic, and Fantastic is going to go away, and Orca is going to get C. No, they're going straight into Fantastic. Fantastic already taking a lot of hits here, so Loka is now making a push over to Bobble because Fantastic is getting rushed, so good call, good reaction by Loka. Bobble is going to go down really quickly, hit with still with Endgame. And Fantastic needs to survive as long as he could. 3 shell this clip, but he missed that first one. He's going to put the second one onto Hollow Purple, and the third one onto Hollow Purple as well. So Hollow Purple is quite low though, so great job to Fantastic. And Loka is now marching on. Shoko is going to take a lot of hits here. He's getting eviscerated. And the next time Loka wants to go for will be Winchulate, I suppose, Unitask is going to get into B. So that means Endgame will get cap stopped. And Loka will have a lot of advantage next. And Endgame, unless they can get C, but I don't think they will get C. In this situation, they need to save their teammates. Winchulate is now killed. And Carolade kills off Utastic. That means it's now 4 versus 5. Loka looking really strong at the moment. But Samutastic getting taken out by Orca. And Yasiotastic will wait for his second shell to reload. Great HE shell into the backside of Carolade. But Onyatastic bounces his first shell. And second shell into Onyatastic. And Carolade gets shot by Unitastic. And Akishiu puts a great shell into Onyatastic. And Carolade is now killed. That makes it 3 versus 4 now. Orca's trying to capture A. C is going to be captured by Endgame. So this time, Endgame will get the cap lead back because they're going to get B as well. And Fostastic is not allowing Endgame to get A. But he's going to be killed by Orca. But Orca misses that. And Fostastic is now killed. It's now 3 versus 3. Hit points still with hit points now with Endgame. And Akishiu is in an awkward position. Yasiotastic is going to put a great shot into Akishiu, but Onyatastic is a one-shot, and also Unitastic is a one-shot as well. Orca missing that shot onto Onyatastic. He is missing quite a lot of crucial shells here. That could be costly though. And Loka now down by 1 cap. Yasiotastic is trying to get B though, but I think Hollow Purple is going to stop Yasiotastic from getting B. But he's, for some reason, allowing that. Unitastic is now killed. Yasiotastic is looking the wrong way. He gets shot by Hollow Purple, but it's a hit point. It's a HE splash. Yasiotastic is going to be the focus for Endgame. What a turnaround for Endgame it is. And Onyatastic is a one-shot. And A is now getting captured by Endgame once again. And B is going to be captured once again by Hollow Purple. With Onyatastic now dead, Endgame will be winning the next match. And with a kill onto Yasiotastic, that is another close game. What a match it was. You would have thought it could have been anyone's game. Loka did a great job reacting to what Endgame's trying to do onto Fantastic holding as long as he could, dishing out more than 2,000 damage alone 1 versus 2. So that's really important, but even that, Loka is unable to put a dent into Endgame's campaign, and now it's now 1-1. Oh dear, what's going on? Not sure if it's APA doing that. Ooh, I got this like spammed. Oh dear, don't know what's going on, but we can. Holy, well, don't know what happened there. And we're now on to Hellis. Don't know what's going on. I don't know why I'm getting this like botted, but Endgame will be taking triple M60 potentially, and we are also seeing double T135s and double Kramwagens. No, triple Kramwagens it is. Loka will be taking double M60s, quadruple Kramwagens, and Onya in the T125. Hello, Auntie, how are you doing? And Hellis, no medium or lights. This is a question that I might not be able to get an answer, but it's really popular. It's really popular for hold down tanks. Thank you, Swift, for the nice message, for the nice comment here. And now we are going into Hellis. Match point to both teams, and it's a best of 3. So whichever team wins this one will go to the grand final, and the loser of that will meet APA. Let's head up high, shall we? Let's go. Endgame, red team north spawn with Loka, blue team south spawn. Okay, so there are no mediums or lights, so we don't know which tank to follow because there are no light tanks to follow. So let's actually follow Holo Purple for a moment here. He is going into the bush here, down in the middle. He might get some spots up of Loka, and he himself is spotted. Frostastic is getting spotted as well. It's going to be captured by Loka, but Akishiu took quite some hits already at the start, so this is not a good start for Endgame. Not a good start for Endgame. Oh my goodness me. And we are seeing A getting captured by Loka already. And we are also seeing and we are seeing Yasuotastic trying to stay alive. And B is going to be captured by Winchellade. At the same time, Akichi, Holo Purple Orca has taken some hits. Also Winchellade and Carolade. And B is going to be captured by Winchellade is going to get B. So that means Loka still will hit the cap point advantage. And Endgame would need more than one kill away to swing it back, to flip that. At the same time, Loka is still hurting backwards, and they don't have to do anything because they have the cap point advantage. They just need to prevent A from getting under the hands of Endgame and also C as well, because that means if Endgame gets another cap, Endgame will get 10 points per second. And now Endgame's trying to make a push onto Yasuotastic, but it's unsuccessful at the moment. Orca took a lot of hits trying to make that move. No Mona Lisa drawing, sorry. But that Winchellade is going to go straight into A. Or is it not? Fantastic and Unitastic. It's going to rotate from their spawn. And we are seeing Frostastic getting spotted. Oh, getting shots. I mean, Endgame is looking to get on your task. Actually, they are going to make a push right here, but they don't have the hit point advantage. Loka is leading by more than 4,000 hit points. C is going to be captured by Endgame, and it's going to be Endgame with now both B and C. So they're going to get 10 cap points per second. Loka, they still have the hit point advantage. They might want to kill off tanks now. Orca is now down to one shot. And Fantastic is probably not going to join them. At the same time, Endgame is not really rushing. On the Tastic's isolated, but he's not getting the focus from Endgame yet. They are now doing that. But it's going to be too little too late though. Orca is now dead. And Loka will be getting B as well. So that means Endgame, they had B and C, but they will lose another cap. So that means they will not overtake Loka in cap points. And Akishiu is now going to be a 3-shotter. And there we go. Audio Tastic is going to be low, and he's a one-shot basically. And Endgame still with 5 tanks alive. Audio Tastic is now down. Unitastic is also a one-shot, but it's going to be really unlikely that Endgame is going to make a comeback here. Holo Purple puts a great shot into Fantastic. Loka with 2 caps. And they have a lot more hit points. It's going to be Loka going into the grand final. And Herald is now killed as well. And Akishu is killed as well. That will seal the game for Loka. Well done to Loka, and Endgame will be out of it. And they will be joining APA in the lower bracket final. So we still have a lot of time left. So we can keep on analyzing the next match. But well done to Loka getting B at the start. I don't think it's the main reason why they won, but it's more to do with them chipping away hit points of Endgame really nicely. They positioned themselves really well, and Endgame simply are unable to break down Loka. They tried with Orca, but he took a lot of hits there. But ever since that, Endgame kind of crumbled, and Loka 2-1 it is. So well done. They got their revenge from yesterday. Okay, so let's look at other games then. Turks are through to the upper bracket grand final. They beat ASP 2-0. And we also have Immortals. Ernest saying it's always BPS, I don't know why. Immortals 2-0 against Zenith, and they are now through to the upper bracket. They are through to the grand final with APA. I mean, they won, we know that. Zenith lost to Immortals 0-2. We know that. Jones. War Gaming. Jones beat DWF 2-0, and they are now through to the lower bracket finals. They will be playing Zenith. And TTT won against Pink 2-0. Okay, I have to update everything first. APA 2 with against RNG. Group 2. Hello, Shukt. How are you doing? We know Immortals won 2-1 to Jones, 2-0 to Zenith. Zenith lost to Immortal 0-2, and they won DWF 2-1. And next we have Turks has beaten ASP, I believe. Yes, it is the case. And lower bracket, first round, TTT against Pink. Yes, it's 2-0 for TTT. Oh well. Oh, forgot to insert the result here. And Jones, they've won against DWF 2-0. Yeah, there we go. So that means Immortals will be getting at least the second place, and also Turks will be getting at least the second place. And we also know that TDT will be getting at least the third place, and also Jones getting at least the third place, and APA also getting at least the third place. Alright, here we are. Let's look at the Silver Series then. Next, Silver Series, we have Phoenix. Phoenix are through to the grand final, so well done to them. They've beaten all the clans 2-0 so far. None of them 0-3. What's going on with Astra there? I can't click into that team for some unknown reasons. Yeah, no idea why. And the number of cops. Currently, Loka first place, Turks second place, Endgame third place, and APA fourth place, Immortals fifth place, Jones sixth place, ASP seventh, and TTT eighth place. Okay, so I think the room might be up soon, and let's see if we have some time to watch the remainder of the match that I was meant to analyze. So let's get to here. They don't need to hurry. Because at the moment it's just around 550 cap points. Absolutely, Endgame has a lot of time to find out the tanks that Loka have not positioned well in, and they've done actually fairly well, bringing the hit point per deficit down to within 500 hit points. So 2 more shots from Endgame would mean Loka will have a hit point per deficit for the very first time. And Endgame dropping more hit points, so Loka absolutely not allowing Endgame to get an advantage with the hit points. I think so. I think that name got renamed. Okay, actually we're going to skip that a little bit because you won't see a lot of action. I think the action comes when Unitas has made that move. What's up, Orca? That's going to be even better. All of purple with a big shot. Oh, look at that. He is able to put a great shell from here over to here, and sometimes you might want to grill it here just to make sure if Loka is able to do anything bad, anything careless, then yes, you will get punished for that. So let's continue to watch, and I'll just keep an eye on in the game. But they're also losing some hit points on the other side as well, which is in some sort of trouble. And he might be isolated. Loka might have found a breakthrough, and I think Hollow Purple bounced that shot there. And they are looking to shut down Windchelate, but Hollow Purple will... Oh, Windchelate getting really aggressive here. Spot up some tanks over this area, but Windchelate... He might be in trouble though, so what Loka would do in this situation, they might rush down to Windchelate. Meanwhile, Endgame, Windchelate could also be a bait, because that means Hollow Purple will be able to push shots to support Windchelate. So, not sure it will be the best idea to rush Windchelate. I suppose that could be a bait here, so let's continue to watch. We'll make sure if Loka... and also let's... No, I'm not getting any invite yet. So it's still going to happen for a moment. We'll make sure Loka is going to pay for that if they're going to rush Windchelate. And Endgame is now... Okay, both teams have 800 cap points. At this moment in time, it's all about getting that kill. That I think the Kramwagen there's one Kramwagen here. I think it was Uni. Is it going into C? That can be important. That will give Loka more more cap points and stop Endgame from getting any cap points. But they're also going for A, so there will be a cap stop for both teams. So. But Endgame at the same time, with 2 tanks, not sure if that's the best idea because they will get outnumbered here. And Loka will need to make use of this situation to push both Carolate and Chocolate out of this. And Hollow Purple might be in some sort of trouble. Now, not sure you will have enough shots. And as you can see previously, it's a bit hard to put shots into this area you're seeing right now. I'm just going to double check with the game. They didn't get an invite yet, so it could go down to a tiebreaker for Endgame and APA. Let's continue to watch. I'm going to make a move. I don't know if it's going to work though. It's 2 versus 3. They're under a numerical disadvantage. So Loka, I think they now have the advantage. They should be able to kill off Carolate, and they will have 850 cap points. But at the same time, Endgame is getting B. So Loka has to hurry up in getting the kills out. Chocolate's going to be isolated by Loka, and Baron's also really low. But Hollow Purple, I think, put the Grey Shell into rename user here. Loka still for hit point advantage now. 935 cap points, 940. And Endgame, they got B. They are getting B. This can be very important in a very close game like this. They are on 825. What do you think about SLG getting? I really like to see that. I love SLG. I think they will be the first Latin clan in a lot of years to be in the top 8. So absolutely excited, ecstatic when that happened. But it's only the first Gold Series, so there are 2 more Gold Series to go. So let's continue to watch. But they lost Baron as well, so this is actually neck and neck. They lost Uni as well, so hit points now very, very tight. Bauble or William captured B, so Finn unable to put a shell into Bobby. Endgame putting the low hit point pool targets. They have 5 tanks compared to Loka with only 4 hit points neck and neck. But Endgame getting B, I think this is the main reason. Bauble getting into B was all Endgame needed to do to win this one. That means Endgame will win this game. Endgame win this one, and that was a great win. It is. Loka's going back to beat Endgame. Endgame beat APA in the end. So what margin did they beat APA? I have to check. They lost to Endgame 0-2. Alright, so let's update this scoreboard. And let me get back to here. Okay, let's also take a look at the result of other teams. Zenith versus Jones. And also, okay, Zenith lost to Jones 0-2. And we also have TTT beating ASP, getting their revenge. It is going to be a 2-1 victory for TTT. And this is going to be a best of 5 series, so whichever team wins the first 3 matches will win the fixture. No news. It's Sunday, so why are you expecting some news? To be honest with you, okay, let's continue to watch Loka versus Endgame. Loka, 3 tanks. 3 people going for triple crown, going for crown bargain, double M60, a mouse and a Vickers light. Endgame on the other hand, a nice 4 double crown, double M60, a mouse and a T110 E5. So far, people are saying it's 1-0 to England at the moment. Italy, it's behind. Hello Valerie, how are you doing? Loka, red team south spawn Endgame, blue team north spawn. So for Static is going into A and it's going to A to get a cap lead for Loka. And Loka so far is playing really well tonight. And the Endgame is going to go into the northeastern corner and they will be meeting no one. A is going to be captured by Fostastic, and Carolet is spotted by Finn. And they're not going to get. Oh, they're going to get C. Chocolate stopped at that position, but Carolet and Orca went past through C. Would that give information for Loka? That would send a message that the endgame is on C. They have a couple of tanks there, and Loka will be ready for this. Oh, great shots into Orca, and endgame not training really well at the moment, but so is Anya Tastic and Toxic losing some hit points. Hit points still with Endgame, however. They try to get B, so if they are able to get it, so that means Endgame will be having an increase of 10 cap points per second. That is not going to be a good idea here, but it's not going to be good news for Loka by any means. They have to rotate and kill tanks out as soon as possible. Baron is now down to a 2 shots, and we are going to be seeing Bauble now going to be under the focus of Loka. And they are looking to kill off Bauble very soon. Sabu, great shot into Bauble, and Sabu is going to put another shot into Bauble, and last shell into Bauble. It is Baron is killed by Carolade. We are also seeing now Endgame still with two bases, and they are leading by hit points by almost 1,000 by Holo Purple. Was that an ammo rack right here? Suddenly, the hit points. Loka Endgame was leading by around like 1,000. Suddenly it flipped. Yasio's task is finally dead. I don't know what happened. I didn't notice that, but I didn't see that. So, can everyone say to me whether Loka scored an ammo rack? That would be really unfortunate. I would admit. And for Starks is going to get C as well. So even if Loka is struggling with the hit points at the moment, which at the moment they are not, because they are leading by almost at one point almost 1,000. They have 3 caps, so the cap was going to take in favor of Loka by a lot. Akishu trying to get B, and that would put a temporary halt for Loka's great increase in cap points, but Loka is still going to increase by 10 cap points per second. Utastica one shot for Starsa gets double tapped, but Akishiyu is now on a drone reload. Carolate is now taken out by Sabu and Fox, and that will leave Akishiyu the last person standing. For Starsa is going to put a great shell into Akishiyu, and Sabu will not. Sabu. It's not going to kill off Akishiyu, but it's going to be Utastic instead. I believe, whatever it is, I'm not sure if it's an ammo rack, or if it's just really, really strong focus fire. That flip in hit points caught Endgame off guard. They kind of panicked when that happened. So Endgame, 5 tanks doing more than 2k. So huge, well done to them. And Loka, also 5 tanks doing more than 2k. So it was a really close game in the end. So we're back on Winter Novka. And I will change the bottom third. I kind of forgot to do that. And I believe I didn't get anything. I didn't get it right. Group 3. And it's Loka leading. Ah, it's right. So don't know what happened. What happened just then? I'm going to get. I'm going to change it up. Grand finals. Alright, so we are back on Winter Novka, Triple Crown, double M60, a Vicus Light, and a mouse. Endgame, double M60, double Crown, an IS4, a mouse, and a T110E5. And we are back in the second match with Novka. We'll find out soon who is going to come out on top in this one. let's set up hide. Loka red team north spawn and Endgame blue team south spawn. So Loka will be committing the forces over to both B and C, and Endgame will be committing the forces over to A with a lot of heavies, actually a lot of hold down tanks. But the A area is kind of flat, but you will never know. Well, actually not. They are actually holding around this area. I am interested to see what Endgame is playing, what strategy Endgame is doing in this one. C is going to be captured by Loka, so they will get a cap point advantage this time, and A will be obtained by Winchellate here. And it will be the case, Winchellate will get A, and C will be captured by Frostastic, and he will run away from C. And he is going to take some hits. Meanwhile, we have Endgame in the middle. Carolate has taken a hit in the Crown Wagon. I think that was a splash damage from Fantastic, so well done to him. Hit points still with Endgame, and Loka has to trade a lot better than Endgame this time because they have Fantastic in that thickest light. And Endgame going with no heavy, no mediums or light, so it's a little bit weird because Loka usually they are the team that doesn't use a lot of mediums or lights. They usually have the hit point advantage. But for some reason, they are down by hit points by quite a lot. I mean, also Frostastic took a hit as well. C is going to be captured by Hollow Purple, and Frostastic's trying to jump over this ramp and trying to stay in the air for some seconds, but he landed very quickly. Frostastic is now spotted. He's now trying to get into range. Loka is now going to get aggressive on A because Endgame, they have both A and C. The cap points are going to increase by 10 per second, so Loka has to do a rotation as soon as possible, and not sure if it's going to work. Endgame is going to fight them out in the open, and they are able to put a lot of shots into Loka's forces. Yasiotastic takes a lot of hit. Cebu takes a lot of hit as well. So Loka's rotation to Endgame doesn't seem to work really nicely here. Endgame's still really healthy now, dropping the reactive armor. This is going to be really tight for Loka. But at the same time, Karate also took a lot of hits down in the middle. So for some reason, Endgame is not leading Loka by a lot of hit points, but they got all 3 caps, so Loka is in deep trouble. Frostastic took a big chunk of hit, and Loka now throwing everything they could. They're trying to push onto Akishi, Winchellate, and Chocolate. This could work though, but this is only this is going to be their last hope if they want to win this match here. Endgame 2 caps and more than a hit point pool advantage. Loka, they also lost a lot of damage in the last few seconds, so oh my goodness me, Utasic's now killed, and B is now getting the cap stop by Orca. No, Onyatastic kills off Carolate, so that's an important kill right here. Endgame is still on top of this. Fantastic's now dead, killed by Hollow Purple, but Chocolate is also dead. In terms of guns, it's 5 vs 4, a slight gun advantage. Will it help Loka? I'm not sure, but Yasiotastic is going to put another shell into Akishi potentially. No, he missed that shell terribly. Yasiotastic now dead, killed by Bauble. Akishi is killed by Barontastic, and it's now 4 vs 3. And we are seeing Sabutastic. It's going to be killed by Bobby, and that means it's going to be 3 vs 3. With Orca now going into Onya, and Endgame got 1,000 cap points, capturing all 3 bases at one instant. Proves to be the great move by Endgame, and also getting 2 caps at the start. That gave a lot of pressure for Loka to act quickly, and they had an idea on A, but they couldn't really commit to that. But it's more to do with Endgame's positioning. They positioned their tanks really nicely, so that when Loka was trying to rotate over to A, they got out in the open and they got farmed by Endgame tremendously. So this is really well set up by Endgame. I like to see that. So great strategy, great defensive setup by Endgame. We are now onto Vignettes. As it stands, 1-1 for both teams. Okay. Vineyards is a map that is relatively mobile, and there is a lot of terrain over to the northwestern corner and in the central area. On the other hand, it's going to be interesting to see how both teams are going to play. Loka going for triple Crown Vargans, double one M60, I think it's like a mouse and Onya. And the IS4 Endgame, double M60, double T110E5s, a mouse, a Crown Vargan, and a Batchat. Thank you for subscribing, Bobolate. And it's interesting to see both teams playing in the mouse in the map like Vineyards that you don't expect it at all, because most of the area here is relatively undulated and rugged, so it's not the best, not the ideal terrain for a mouse to operate. But absolutely, mouse can do a lot of amazing stuff near sea. So we're going to figure out where both teams are going to go. Windchillate is in the bat chat. He's going to capture B quickly. Oh, I couldn't recall that. I must not be paying attention at that moment. Then Frost Dusk is going to go into C very, very quickly, and if you can get C and A as well, that will give you 10 cap points per second. So this will give a lot of pressure for Endgame. They have to rotate very quickly, but it seems Endgame is not. Well, Endgame doesn't seem to be nervous at all. Doesn't seem to be phased at all when that happened, because they are very experienced. They know what to do in this situation, but they once again have to figure out where the tanks of Loka Lokas are. With Windchillate now in B, both Loka A and C, they have overtaken Endgame in caps. All they need to do is defend. They just need to defend nicely, and they will be able to win this one. So far it's 1-1, so I have to double check. Oh, forgot to change. Sorry about that. You should be seeing the minimap now. Then Akishu has taken more hits. Yasuotastic has taken a hit as well. Luckily, I realized that something is wrong, and everything is right now. And there we go. Loka does not want to drop too many hit points. They are leading by more than 1,000 hit points, so it's actually a really good advantage for Loka to soak up. And Endgame is now gradually piling pressure onto A. Loka cannot give up A though, because if they give up A, Baron and Sabotastic will be under hot waters. And that is not in the position that you want to be in. If you give up A, then you can see where Orca is positioned. You could Endgame could farm from A for days. Loka doesn't want that to happen. We are also seeing Utastic getting the attention of Orca, so definitely Loka is preventing Endgame from getting control over A. But look at Windchillate. Windchillate is now trying to go into A as well. So Loka with more than 800 cap points now. Endgame has very little time. They have to at least kill one tank, and they have to get a cap as well. I kind of bit my tongue as well. And Windchillate is trying to do the cap stop on A. That will buy some time, but at the same time, Endgame Bobo Shy in that bounce is going into C as well. If they can kill off Windchillate, and if they can kill off Orca here, Loka will win this one. We just have to wait for Utastic to put a shell into Orca, and it's going to be the case, but Baron also died, but they still have A here. So if Endgame isn't going to go into A, Loka will have 1,000 cap points, and they will win the third match. That means Loka is leading 2-1. So it's going to be match point to Loka, and we will figure out soon who is going to come up on top. Loka, 3 tanks doing more than 2,000 damage, but Endgame, no tank doing more than 2,000 damage. And it seems on maps that have 5 cap points per second of increase, whichever team gets 2 bases, the other team would have a high chance of losing, and it seems Endgame is no different than this. They aren't able to shut tanks down of Loka here, and maybe if Endgame didn't allow Loka to capture C, I think it's going to be hard to decap A anyway, because you probably have to go out of position. But C, it's not that difficult, to be honest with you. It could have gone a lot differently, or maybe if Endgame went into C slightly earlier, but that would kind of, you know, distract Loka and mobilize their forces to go into C instead. So this kind of a dilemma, catch-22 for Endgame, but either way, it didn't quite work out, so it's going to be now Loka with a match point, and if they win against Endgame, they will take home and win the group tonight. Okay, let's get into the third match here on Vineyards. Loka, red team, they're going to be taking Triple Crown Vargans, an M60, a Mouse, and double T-125 as Endgame. An IS-4, Triple Crown Vargan, an M60, a Mouse, and a Vickers Light. They're going to get into A, with Winchellate there, and Akishiyu in the M60. Lol, let's say bug. What bug are you talking about? Endgame will get a cap lead this time, and they probably will be committing their forces onto C as well. And B is going to be captured by Fantastic. Baron and also Baron and also Sabotastic in middle. And we also have Yasuo-tastic. Oh, double tapped already. Fantastic still hanging on over B area. And they got B. C is going to be captured by Endgame. So this time, not sure if Loka is able to do that. If Endgame can't do it, can Loka do it instead? But what has done a lot better this time from the team, which doesn't have, which is under a cap point disadvantage down by a cap, is that Loka traded a lot better than Endgame. So with Akishiyu now dead already, so it's all on now Loka to make that perfect push, and they will be able to shut Endgame's forces down, and that can be very important now. Currently, Loka is leading by more than 2,000 hit points here. Even if Endgame got two caps, having a 10-point cap increase, Loka just need to keep on shutting down the tanks. Endgame, all purple taking a lot of hits here, so Endgame seems to be doing not so well in the defensive setup. And we are also seeing Loka, I think they are just building the momentum here. Holo Purple taking even more hits here. It doesn't look really good for Endgame at the moment. They're looking to have the last ditch effort. But with Holo Purple now getting killed by Loka's forces, Amao is fantastic. And Baron looking to focus on Bobo instead. Because Bobo has few hit points, they have a good reason to focus the mouse instead. Loka, on the other hand, pushing over to the middle side as well. So great timing from Loka and great coordination by all of the members of the team. Look at the hit point pushing by Loka. It's relatively equal. Orca is now dead, with Carolate now going to be taken out soon. Bobo is dead. Carolate is now dead as well. So the 2 versus 2 there over to the C side. No, it's not 2 versus 1. 2 versus 2, well, it's kind of an equal fighting here, but as we can see, Onya looking for Winchellate now. He is able to kill off Winch, but did he have any? Does he have? What is he doing here? He's trying to kill himself with HE, but he can't do it. The HE shell isn't really doing any damage to Winchellade. On the other hand, Shocklade is now getting pushed, getting shut down by 3 tanks of Loka. Winchellade just, I think you need to stick closer to the wall. Maybe Anya can give a notch? I don't think so. Anya puts a great shot into Winchellade, and that means Loka 3-1 to Endgame. Congratulations to Loka. 7 tanks doing more than 2,000 damage. Every single one of you is very important to the win. Everyone has contributed massively. And this is a team game rather than an individual game. So Anya with more than 3,000 damage, getting 2 kills. It's not the standout. It's not the standout performance individually, but every single one of them, the push, the coordination, and them chipping the hit points away from Endgame at the start. I think the combination of these factors meant that Loka bested Endgame 3-1. Endgame only 2 tanks doing more than 2,000 damage. The third, and Orca doing the second most damage did less damage than Baron Tastic. So congratulations to Loka 3-1 as it stands. And let's look at all the results. Phoenix might be doing a Grand Slam, isn't it? Phoenix against GX. Oh, not a Grand Slam though. They barely beat GX 3-2, but at least they got the win in the end. And GOAT Series, Turks versus TTT. They won against TTT. $3-0. So they almost did a Grand Slam. They just lost the 2 matches to BPS, and they won all the games against all other clans. So well done to Turks. As for Jones versus Immortals, Jones won Immortals 3-2. They got their revenge. So well done to Jones. Meanwhile, Loka 3-1 to Endgame. They got the revenge from yesterday, and that concludes tonight's games. And I will not leave you for too long, and let's head over and watch Euros if you are a football fan. I'm very sure lots of you are football fans, so just hop over and I will end the live stream very quickly. So thank you all for watching, and thank you for your great support, and I'll see you soon in the next GOAT series on the EU server. Right, as always, bye for now.